Hey guys, it's just me again, just giving you guys an update on the garden. I ordered this St. John's wort online from a lady on Etsy. It's growing pretty good, and once it gets going, I will add it to my sleepy time tea. I'm drying slowly over the season. I don't like to harvest everything all at once. I like to have time to let everything kind of grow back a little and get it as I can. So that's my olive tree, and I just another update. Things are kind of growing along here. Rosemary's getting big. The thyme that I had cut down is coming back nicely. I was using some of that in polenta this weekend or last week. I got a really bad tummy bug, and all I could eat was some polenta and some kind of porridgey food. The lavender is doing well. I've got another one over there. I've been harvesting the leaves and the flower heads just a little bit at a time. I don't like to get everything all at once for use in my sleepy time tea. The basil is getting bigger, as you guys can see. I'm very pleased. Sage is about the same. I put some of my grandmother's bright yellow sedums down there just to see if they would grow. The selection of succulents that I got from Etsy are doing really well. I'm not Etsy, eBay, and I'm really pleased. And also, you can kind of see, right, some of the roots down here. So I'm hopeful that all of these will root successfully because they're beautiful. There is some spiderwort I dug out of the garden, trying to give it away, but I don't know enough people that want anything, so we'll see. Back to the garden. Here goes the train, guys. If you watched my earlier garden videos from this season, you'll remember I said I planted some nasturtium, and there you can see some purslane coming in right here. It self-seeds every year, but you can definitely see the nasturtiums coming up, so I'm excited. Now, this, I've been trying to figure out what this weed is called. I thought it was a blue star creeper, but it's not. It's called a blue madder, and it is the only plant, and it's, careful, here's ants. Ooh, they're gonna bite me. It's, blue madder is the only plant in its family, so, there's that, something new every day. The zatar is getting bigger. My blackberries are changing color. They're changing color. They're gonna get black here in a little bit. So, and also the blackberries trying to escape. See, so the raspberries are doing well. I'll be putting some water on my plants later this afternoon because I don't want them to get dry while they're fruiting. I'm getting flowers on all my peppers. I discovered a little jalapeno in the garden, so I'll show you guys him later. The tomatoes are getting bigger. So this rose, I love this rose, but it had gotten some black spot, and I treated it, and you can kind of see some new growth coming out. I'm gonna have to treat again here probably tonight or tomorrow night. We'll see, but it definitely, I want to stay on top of it. I love that rose. I don't want to lose it. Something interesting that I've noticed is that my apple tree, you know, it went to flower, obviously, because there's some, you know, little apples on the tree, but then it flushed out again. Like, you can see some new blossoms, and so I'm not sure why I did that. I'm thrilled that it did that. So kind of curious to see what happens there. You'll notice these little daisy-like flowers. That's chamomile. I have been harvesting those. I just, you know, every few days we'll pick the flowers. I don't like harvesting all at once. Again, I try to just harvest throughout the growing season. This apple has grown some, has not really put on a ton of growth, but it is growing some. Let's see. There's a Turkish rocket right there, and you can't see him, he's right there. He's still living. There's a dill that self-seeded from last year. I love dill, it's very good. That purple flower is just a weed I grow in the garden. So something interesting that, you know, I was really pleased about is that my California poppies, which also go into sleepy time tea, have got some pink ones. So I'm really excited about that, and already forming some seed heads. Right here you can kind of see that really long seed head, and there's another one. So very pleased with that. There's a marigold, and let's see right here. Isn't this crazy? So I told you guys last time I was seeding the garden with cucumbers seeds, and there's one sprouted. So we'll get some ground coverage right around here. I'm not sure how far it'll go, but we'll get some. And here's the bluebonnets. They've gone to seed, so they're kind of dying down, and these will split open and self-seed, and maybe we'll get some next year. This little guy, if you follow me on Instagram, I jokingly call this the demon violet, because my mother had them, and she couldn't get rid of them, right? But I mean, you guys can see there's a distinct difference between that violet seedling and these other violet seedlings around it. It's got a purplish tint. The green is darker. I think it's a beautiful violet, but it seems to make babies around here, and then they don't live. So we'll see. Maybe the demon violet will live. The blueberries are looking good over there. Getting kind of pink on that bush, still kind of green over here. The sea kale, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's some huge seed heads forming. Can you see all these? So if you want some sea kale seeds, direct message me or private message me. I will get you my information. You can send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'll send you some seeds. So, because I definitely don't need all those. I'm not sure if my rose hips are being aborted or what. They're all turning yellow, which is unusual, so I hope they turn red and stay, but I'm not sure they will. Below the Rosa rugosa, I have planted some, I call it dandelion, and it's called a type of dandelion, but it's not a true dandelion. But it's still edible, and it's good. Over here, I've told you guys before, everything in my garden is kind of an experiment, right? So I bought some fleabane, and it looks kind of puny, huh? But it also has some new growth. So I don't know. I hope it lasts. I would like the fleabane to kind of grow over the edge here and look beautiful. It may not. We'll just have to wait and see. This is some carpet thyme that I got from a nursery down the road, and I'm happy with it. It seems happy here. I'm sure it will grow. Again, the chamomile over here, and the irises, my Nana's irises. Over here, the daylilies will probably start putting the shoots up soon, it would be my guess. But look at that, wood sorrel's gone insane. That is a seascape strawberry, I believe. The lone survivor, I had originally planted them here in the mailbox, and they didn't like it here. So maybe he'll like it there. We'll find out. So there is some new growth coming up from the bottom of the Rosa rugosa alba, and I'm excited to see that. The tomatoes again are getting kind of big. The Artemisia is looking wonderful. Now, I planted that in a 5-gallon bucket that I buried because Artemisia is highly invasive, and while I find it beautiful, I don't want it everywhere. Here's a borage. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's going to seed. I mean, it's still flowering, obviously, but there are some seed heads forming, and there's a little strawberry down there. I planted that strawberry down there, and it's doing well, and I'm happy. Look, I fight the squirrels too, people. The squirrels, they're everywhere. This is the long Asian purple eggplant, I think is what it's called. I know it's an eggplant, but I just can't remember quite the name. So I've got a golden edge sage plant that should come back every year, and it's beautiful. Very, very, very pleased with it. I love the way it looks. The Nanking cherries doing nice. The chives around it are doing well. Look, check it out. My, that right there is my cranberry, and he's starting to spread, which is good. I want the cranberry to spread. I have got some tiny peppers coming in, and the Joan J raspberry is looking really nice. I've got my first tomato flowers right here, so hopefully I'll get some tomatoes soon. That would be lovely. The echinacea is coming up. Pineapple sage is good. I don't know if you can see, but The musk strawberries have tons of strawberries. Look at them. And I'm gonna get all of these tonight. They're small. They're small, you guys, but oh man, do they taste so good. Ooh, sorry, so good. Right there. Smaller than y'all are used to, but man, just some of the tastiest berries you're ever gonna eat. They just squish right apart in my hands. Oh my gosh, you guys, you don't even know. Range Tree Nursery, get some musk strawberries.